Okay, welcome to another build video for my 80 series. What you're looking at here is my 6-liter block that I got all pretty much tore down. I'm fairly happy with how everything's looking. You can still see the cross hatching, the cylinders. This motor has 160,000 on it basically. So that'll be nice. I'll probably just hone that out. Put some new rings on the old pistons. One thing that's kind of a bummer is on the cam bearings. Got some copper showing on those, so those have got to be replaced. So I'll probably just have the machine shop do that. There is a oiling issue on these motors with the way the oiling system is, that it allows somewhat unfiltered oil to get to the cam bearings. So I have a part coming to fix that. That's this right here, so that'll fix that. And then also this is an earlier block, so if you look, you see where the timing chain goes. So right there, you notice looks like almost two spots where two holes should be drilled. In later blocks, they did drill holes there, and that's where a timing chain tensioner went. So I'm gonna drill those holes, I think. They also make a kit where you can just install a bracket rather than drill holes into the block. So I'm just going to drill holes, I think. I gotta delete for my my GM oil pressure sender switch, so I kind of am wishing I had tried to install the Toyota sender for the oil pressure here, but I don't know. Looking in this area, I have a feeling that there wouldn't be enough room. So I'm just gonna run the stock rockers and push rods and do just some basic deals. I'll get some fresh lifters, because those are kind of an issue right around this kind of mileage. On the Harmonic balancer, these GM balancers, they're okay. I wouldn't trust them much past 150,000 miles. If you look, it's kind of tough to tell, but the rubber's kind of starting to deteriorate on this, and I've seen these go, I don't know, really start to have issues around that kind of mileage. So I have a new dampener on my 5.3, so I'll just use that. On the cylinder heads, I'm porting and polishing these, rebuilding them while I have it apart. I really enjoy porting and polishing. I probably wouldn't like it if it was in the middle of summer, but since it's nice and cool in the shop, you know, I'm not sweating too bad. I haven't touched the intake ports on this head yet. Really got to be careful not to kill velocity on these heads. From what I understand, when GM was developing these heads, they called in one of their guys from their motorsports division and had him design these heads. So they're made to flow pretty well. I'm still right on this head. This is my last. I already finished the other head, but this head I've been working on the exhaust ports first. Still got a little bit of a ways to go on these. You'll notice what's called the swirl ramp on the intake side right here. So what this does, from what I understand, is it makes the air tumble as it goes into the combustion area, and so that helps air and fuel mix really well, and also helps with being able to run higher ignition timing on regular gas. That's from what I understand. So this head here, this one's all finished. Shine my... This thing's not really wanting to focus, is it? So I try not to open it up too much. Honestly, I just smooth everything, you know, just kind of smooth all the transitions, because you don't want to go real smooth on the intake, and you don't want to open it up too much because you kill velocity. It's just a big deal. So there's a issue right, let's see, okay, there's a stud boss normally right here, which I took out about, I don't know, 2/3 of it. A lot of people take that all the way out, but in the interest of not killing velocity and being careful, I didn't want to do that. Take it out all the way. So, pretty happy with how the intake turned out. On the exhaust, that I tried to smooth out pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with that. You got to be careful not to take too much out on the roof because there's a water jacket up here. These are 317 heads, which you can see the number right there. And 317 heads have about 9.5 to 1 compression on the 6.0 on the LQ4. I could have got different heads for pretty cheap and bumped up the compression into the 10s, which would make it basically an LQ9. My only concern with that is I'm going to be towing fairly heavy, and you don't want high compression when towing heavy. So I feel comfortable with 9.5, and I don't want to run premium all the time when I'm towing. I don't think it's worth the extra 10 horsepower or whatever. So, but yeah, I took out a lot of the valve guide obstruction there, and let me flip it over here. Made some areas of it bigger, and just really try to smooth it out. Let me see if I can get it to. It's not really wanting me to let me focus very well, but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Kind of have a good idea of where I'm going to go with it. Going to get a camshaft that focuses more on torque rather than horsepower, but the motor should be at about 450, 460 horse, somewhere around there, and about the same torque also when I'm done, and should run on regular gas, no problem with towing. And my big concern is I'm going to have it dyno tuned, and mainly have it tuned for fuel mileage. So hopefully it'll be a good upgrade over the 5.3 for towing, and we'll go from there. The only thing I have left on these heads is what I do want to do is I want to focus just a tiny bit on the coolant passages. So right here is the back end of the steam port, and here there's two of them. So I'm two of them, the back ones are plugged off on the LS. They just have caps on the top, but I'm going to open these up on the back side And then I'm going to smooth out this transition right here so there's less chance of air bubbles kind of getting stuck. And so hopefully it'll force them better to go into the steam port. Other than that, it's pretty much all I can do with these heads for power and daily driving. I cleaned them up real nice, and I just have to clean up the gasket surface now, and like I said, work on those little steam port spots. That'll take a minute or two. No big deal. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more power. It's not, you know, 5.3 is fine. I don't know, I kind of second guess myself at times. It's even worth, you know, this hassle, but I think it's gonna be a long winter this year, so hopefully this will kill some time and be enjoyable and make my truck tow a little bit better. So anyways, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.